Yes, once again, welcome to Dallas Cowboys headquarters. Today we are talking about a very important game in the 2025 NFL season. This game took place on Christmas Day, and Dallas Cowboys were facing one of their oldest and most intense rivals, the Washington Commanders. It was not just another regular game season. This game was about pride. It was about effort. It was about finishing the season the right way, even when things were not going perfectly. The Cowboys came into this game after a difficult stretch. Early in this season, they had won 3 straight games after the bye-bye week. Everything felt positive, but then the momentum stopped. They lost 3 of their next games, and suddenly the pressure returned. With only 2 games left in the season, the Cowboys need a strong performances. They need all leaders to set up. They need the players who were willing to fight regardless of the situations. And in this game against Washington, the several Cowboys players did exactly that. Today, we will break down each of those performances in the details. We will talk about the effort, leadership, toughness, and the playmaking. This is not ranking, this is celebration of the players who stood out when it mattered. So, let's start on this one. The game was played in Landover, Maryland, in Northwest Stadium. It was cold, it was emotional, it was filled with the storylines. The Washington Commanders were missing their young quarterback, Jaden Daniels, who was injured. Instead, they started Josh Johnson, a veteran quarterback with many years of the NFL experience. One of the sideline was Dak Prescott. Dak made it very clear before the game that he wanted to play. It was Christmas Day. It could have chosen to sit out. He could have protected himself, but Prescott refused. He said he was not going to stay on the sideline. He said he wanted to be on the field with his teammates. He wanted to show leadership, and he wanted to send a message. And that message was simple. Dallas Cowboys were not quitting. Let us start with the leader of the team. Dak Prescott played this game with heart, confidence, and determination. From the first drive, it was clear that came prepared. He was calm in the pocket. He was decisive with his throws. He was willing to use his legs when necessary. One of the most important plays here in the game was Trevor Yards' run on the 3rd down. That run kept the drive alive. It showed that Dak was willing to take hits, and it showed that he was willing to sacrifice his body for the team. And then he came to the moment everyone remembers. In the second quarter, Dak Prescott threw an 86 yards touchdown passes to the Covent Tarpin. It was perfect throw. It was explosive. It changed the energy of the entire game. That single play reminded everyone why Dak Prescott is still one of the most important quarterbacks in the NFL. He was not just playing football, he was leading them. Kevon Tarpin's speed and explosion in this game. Now let's talk about on the Kevon Tarpin. Tarpin is known for his speed. He's known for his ability to make defenders miss. But for the match of the season, the big offense plays had missing. That changed on the Christmas Day. When Dak Prescott launched the deep pass, Tarpin did the rest. He tracked the ball perfectly, and he used his speed to separate from the defenders, and he finished the play with the confidence. The 86 yards touchdown was the longest offensive play for the Cowboys season. It was also the longest touchdown pass the team had recorded since 2023 season. For Turpin, it was a moment of the validation for the Cowboys, and it was a reminder of what speed can do to the offense. Sometimes one play is enough to change belief. That play did exactly that. Javonte Williams and Mark Davis' toughness in the backfield. Next, we move to the running backs. Javonte Williams deserves a lot of respect in this game. He was playing through a shoulder injury. This was his second game in just 4 days. Most players would struggle under those conditions. Williams did not complain. He did not slow down. Instead, he ran with power. He pushed through contact. He scored a lashing touchdown and converted critical short yardage situations. One of his most impressive plays required a second effort. He was hit behind on the line of the scrimmage, but he refused to go down. That kind of the toughness inspires teammates. When Williams needed help, Mark Davis stepped up. Davis ran with confidence and a vision. By halftime, he was averaging over 6 yards per carry. As the game continued, he kept producing positive runs. Together, Williams and Davis gave the Cowboys balance on the offense. They helped control the tempo and they kept the defense honest. Football is still a physical game, and this duo proved that toughness matters. Jake Ferguson, a much-needed moment. Taita and Jake Ferguson also had a memorable day. Before this game, Ferguson had gone 5 straight games without a touchdown. For a player of his talent, that was frustrating. Early in this game, the Cowboys made it out to get him involved. On the opening drive, Prescott targeted Ferguson in the end zone. The catch was not easy. It required focus, strength, and body control, but Ferguson made it. That touchdown ended his drought. It came in front of the national audience, and it came to the Christmas day. Unfortunately, Ferguson later suffered a calf injury and could not return, but his impact had already been made. Sometimes the single play can restore the confidence. That is exactly what this touchdown did. Javon Clowney turning back to the clock. Now let's talk about on the defense. Javon Clowney looked like a player from his prime years. All season long, he has been improving year in the year. He needed time and adjust. He missed the training camp. He needed a rhythm. Against Washington Commanders, he looked unstoppable. Clowney was effective against the run. He made tackles behind the lines of the scrimmage. One of his most impressive stops was 4 yards loss in the rushing play. In the passing game, he pressured Josh Johnson repeatedly. He collapsed the pocket. He forced quick decisions. At this point in the season, Clowney has become the Cowboys' best pass rush. His energy, experience, and strength have made a difference. Defense is about disruptions, and Clowney delivered it. Wide receiver George Pickens also deserves recognition. It was not an easy game for the Cowboys' passing attack. CeeDee Lamb faced heavy coverage and struggled to get going. That opened opportunity to the Josh Pickens. Even though he was not extremely explosive, Pickens was reliable. He ran strong routes, he made tough catches, he moved the chains. There was controversial offensive pass and a interference call against him, which may felt unfair. But Pickens stayed focused. Every time the Cowboys needed the first touchdown, He was involved. He forced the defensive backs to work hard every snap. In football, consistency matters as much as higher right plays. Pickens provided exactly that. Finally, let's mention Lady Stewart. He may not appear in the stats sheet in a major way, but his effort did not go unnoticed. He played his role, he stayed disciplined, and he contributed when called upon. Football teams are built on the players like this. Not everyone gets headlines, but everyone matters. This game did not define the Cowboys season, but it did leave you something important. It showed effort, showed leadership, showed that this team still carries. Dak Prescott led with the courage. Young and veteran players stepped up. Injuries did not stop the effort. A diversity did not stop the belief. As this season came to the end, performances like this matters. They breed culture, they set expectations, they send a message to the locker room and to the fans. Dallas